Light of the world, you step down into darkness, opened my eyes, let me see beauty that made this heart adore you, hope of a life spent with you. So here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. King of all days, oh so highly exalted, glorious in heaven above. Humbly you came to the earth you created, all for love's sake became poor. And here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. And you're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's 416, following up on Andy's sermon about worship. So I hope that either you were in service yesterday or had a chance to listen online, because as usual, Andy gave some really thought-provoking things about worship and about the things that we worship that we shouldn't. And I thought one of the most interesting metaphors was, if it's not hard to find out what you're worshiping, just follow the trail. Where your time, talent, and money goes, that's what you're worshiping. And that's really thought-provoking. So I came home with some things, and so basically this is kind of random thoughts about worship. So we know that worship is both a noun and a verb. So I wanted to look up the actual definition of worship. And so this is what we've got here. Hold on. Okay. So, worship, noun, the feeling or expression of reverence and adoration of a deity, the worship of God. The acts or rites that make up a formal expression of reverence for a deity, a religious ceremony or ceremonies. Adoration or devotion comparable to religious homage shown toward a person or principle. Archaic definition, honor given to someone in recognition of their merit. So I went on. An old British, this is interesting. And currently even, it's used in addressing an important or high-ranking person, especially a magistrate or mayor. Noun, his worship, your worship, plural, your worships. Verb, worship, third person, what am I talking about? Worship, show reverence and adoration for a deity, honor with religious rites, take part in a religious ceremony, treat someone or something with the reverence and adoration appropriate to a deity. So then I kept going, because that's what I do. So then the origin is from Old English and English. The Old English word WEORTHSCIPE, I don't know how to pronounce that, and which means worthiness or acknowledgement of worth. And then it went to worship. So then I thought this was interesting. This use over time. I'm going to try to show it to you here. Mentions. Interesting, huh? In the 1800s, people mentioned the word worship a lot more than they do today. So then I thought, well, looking at all of this, when we can call a person his worship, your worships, or we can worship other things. There was even a reference to the worship of money in here. I'm thinking maybe we should have a different name for. Maybe we should have a different word for the worship of God, because it's so much bigger and more important than the worship of money or calling a human being his worship. But we don't. So I guess we're stuck with what we did. So like I said, random thoughts. Then I looked up, as I kept digging in deeper, I found this. Benjamin, you want to come say hi? To everybody on the 416. Say hi.
Good morning.
Okay. And this came from the Baker's Evangelical Dictionary of Biblical Theology on worship. If Christianity is the transformation of rebels into worshipers of God, then it is imperative for the Christian to know and understand what constitutes biblical worship. One may always consult Webster's dictionary for the precise meaning of worship: adore, idolize, esteem worthy, reverence, homage, etc. Yet truly defining worship proves more difficult because it is both an attitude and an act. And that I like. It is an attitude as well as the actual act of worship. So I read on with this particular site. The antidote Jesus commended in his discourse with the Samaritan woman remains the best preventive against false worship. John 4:23-24. All true worshipers must worship God in spirit and in truth. That is, true worship takes place on the inside, in the heart or spirit of the worshiper. Worship pleasing to God must be unfeigned and transparent, offered with a humble and pure heart. And I think that is the essence right there. It has to be with your whole being, and it has to be offered. You have to offer your whole being in reverence and humility with a pure heart for God and a pure, true love for Him. But this is not enough, it goes on to say. Worship in truth connects the heart or spirit of worship with the truth about God and His work of redemption as revealed in the person of Jesus Christ and the Scriptures. David understood the importance of worshiping in truth and the necessary linkage between truth and the Word of God when he wrote, "Teach me your way, O Lord, and I will walk in your truth. Give me an undivided heart that I may fear, i.e. worship your name." Psalm 86:11 and Psalm 145:18. Here both the Old and New Covenants agree. The true worship of God is essentially internal, a matter of the heart and spirit, rooted in the knowledge of and obedience to the revealed Word of God. So, these past 5 months since we have been in quarantine, as roles have changed and limitations have occurred, something that I have found to be an absolute blessing in this time is that I have had the opportunity to attend our church as a worshiper and not a staff person. And I have found, and this was convicting me, because I have found that in the effort to do a good job with my job at church, which is providing music for worship, that sometimes I forget to actively worship. My mind is on making sure that everybody has what they need, that everybody's prepared, that the robes are in order, that Mike has the correct music, that the instrumentalists are playing in the same key that Mike is. I mean, there's a million things that go on a Sunday morning, and it doesn't necessarily always lend itself to just being able to purely worship with a true and humble and vulnerable heart. It's the worship is clouded by a list of have-tos, and this quarantine I've had some Sundays where I have early on been online worshiping from home without any musical responsibilities for the worship service, and then I have found myself Sundays being able to just come now that we're open and worship with other musicians providing the worship music, and that has been such a blessing to me to just be able to let the rest of it go and be just completely open to the word and the music and the community and the fellowship. So I know that this season has been really tricky in many, many, many ways, but there have been, for me, some silver linings, and that is one. I have been filled up spiritually in so many ways, and one of them is that I have gotten to just attend our church as a worshiper and really just rest in the word. And so I'm really grateful for that time, and I know that time is coming to an end, that I have been very grateful, and I think it has recharged me in a lovely, lovely way, and kind of gotten my heart back to what the heart of worship is. So I'm going to wrap this up with that song. So let me get my band in here. So if you don't know this song, it's called The Heart of Worship. And I got something in my eye today, so I had to take my contacts out, which is why I'm using my readers. The music fades, and all is stripped away, and I simply come, longing just to bring something that's of worth that will bless your heart. I'll bring you more than a song, for a song in itself is not what you have required. You search much deeper within, through the way things appear. You're looking into my heart. I'm coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the thing I've made it, when it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. King of endless worth, no one could express how much you deserve. Though I'm weak and poor, all I have is yours, every single breath. I'll bring you more than a song, for a song in itself is not what you have required. You search much deeper within, through the way things appear. You're looking into my heart. Oh, I'm coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the things I've made it, when it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. Jesus. I'm coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the thing I've made it, when it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm coming back to the heart of worship because it's all about you, Jesus. It's all about you. So, can't wait to see you all where we can come back to the heart of worship together in person. I'm looking forward to that day greatly, and we will rejoice in being together and being able to worship together. Have a lovely evening, church family. I love you all. Bye-bye.